Welcome to the board game fiesta. We'll tell you about the latest game that we have found. You'll love it! You want to know what happens when somebody whose only background in gaming is Parcheesi and dominoes, and then they play one of my games? Let's find out. I've been out rustling cattle since the day I was born. When I want to play a game, I reach for Longhorn. And welcome to Longhorn. This is a two-player game where you're rustling cattle. I'm going to show you how to play it right now. One player plays the role of Eagle Perkins. The other, Jesse Artist Bird. And they're the ones rustling the cattle in this two-player game. We're going to talk you through how. First, you flip this. You got Jesse on one side. You got Eagle Perkins on the other. Just flip it like a coin and see who goes first. That person places it on one of these tiles that have 4 cows on it. So let's say he starts here. Now on your turn, it's very easy, very easy. All you're going to do is steal some of these cows off the tile. You're going to choose a color. Let's say I choose gray. And we're going to take these 2 out. They've been rustled. Consider them rustled. Now all he does, depending on the number you just took, I just took 2, I got to move this guy 2 and then flip it over for the next player's turn. Let's say he moves here, 1, 2, flip it over. There, he chooses cows, or cattle, and he steals the orange ones. These things really don't look like cows to me, they look more like hippos. Well, anyway, let's continue. So, and then he took 2, so he moves 2 spaces. 1, 2, and flip it over. And you keep going like this until the game stops when one person has 9 cows, all of the same color. And then you would win. Or when it's not possible to move to a space without it being empty. Now you'll notice these little square tiles on each of the areas. When you take the last cow from the area, you get the tile. In this case, this one here, 500 gold. This one here, 400 gold. The rattlesnake is interesting because if you take that, your rattlesnake spooks your cattle, and you take 1 of each color and you're the ones that you've stolen, and you put them back on the board in adjacent areas. Okay, the snake oil here, it's very simple. It gives you another turn. You get to go again. Okay, this skull here, if you take that, there's a pandemic, and we don't need to be talking about a pandemic at this point, but it's a pandemic for the cattle. And you take, choose a color. You get to choose a color, and all that color is still on the board's wiped out. They're dead. Here's another nugget. Here's the sheriff. I always like to play with the sheriff because it's a fun thing. If you're forced to take the sheriff, you automatically lose. You're captured by the sheriff. The branding iron here, if you take that, that allows you to take a single color of your choice from each of the adjacent areas. Okay? Or one of the adjacent areas. And this pistol here allows you to steal a gold nugget from another player, or allows you to steal 2 cattle of your color. There's some variations to these, and they change every game. But if you always start with the sheriff, he starts on Nugget Hill. And like I said, the game's over when you capture 9 of these. If you don't capture them and you can't move to any area that still has something on it, what happens at that point is that you add up the value of your cows. For example, the gray cows, you would have 4, and you look on the board how many is still left on there. If there's 1 left, they're 100 each. If there's 2 left, they're 200 each. And you keep going in that manner. Whoever has the most money wins. And that's Longhorn. Well, that's Longhorn. What do I think about it? I tell you, I was looking on the box here. 15 minutes to play. This guy that designed this, he also did Mr. Jackpocket and a couple others that are real short games. And I guess he must be cashing in on the fact that The attention span of the average person is now less than a goldfish, at around 8 seconds. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but it seems to be the case. I do like the Western theme, though. I've always loved Western themed games. This game's kind of short. It won't overstay its welcome, that's for sure. I would definitely recommend playing it with the sheriff tile. It's a lot more fun. Maneuvering somebody in there to be caught by the sheriff is a lot of fun on that game. I enjoy that. But like I said, it's not important what I think. No, it's what Caro thinks. And the Maraca meter. Let's find out.